Shall I start, Guruji?
First, Madam will start.
Yes.
Okay, so Namaste all. We'll start today's session by praying to Divine. So I request all to close your eyes and go to the Divine. Om Sahana Vavtu, Sahana Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karvavahe, Tejasvina Vaditamastu, Ma Vidushavahe. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So today's topic is teacher's profession and its combination in astrology. To begin with, like we have to check what are the important houses in for teacher profession. So important houses are first house, second house, fourth house, fifth house, sixth house, ninth house, and of course 10th house. Why first house? Because first house, it represents your own identity, own self. So first house and placement and strength of its lord. Second house represents your speech, wealth, liquid income. So second house and its lord strength and placement is very important. Fourth house, a strong fourth house and its lord will signify good education matters, and it also backs the desire of the native towards education and towards teaching also. Because fourth house also represents your basic education. Fifth house, it will represent education, your wisdom, new thoughts, new ideas, skills, and also it represents secondary education. So fifth house strength is also important. It's linked to 10th house, and fourth house should also be checked. Sixth house is that represents how the knowledge is filtered and how important information is picked up by the person who will desire to be a teacher. And it also represents service to the society and competitions. Ninth house represents fortune and fame. 10th house is the house of profession itself. So its overall strength, whatever planets are placed there, placement of its own lord, its strength, its dignity, and whatever the nakshatra lord we can also see, and whatever linking it is having, and overall its strength and influences that 10th house is having is very important here. Now we should the basic thing we should know which planets are important that contribute to be a teacher. So the main planets that contribute in the teacher profession are Mercury, Jupiter, along with Sun and Moon also. So why Mercury? Because Mercury will give the native ability for a good learning, speaking skill, logical mind, analysis, interest in collection of information. The person who wants to lecture a lot should have Mercury at least in very good dignity and good placement, and connection with second house, third house. Jupiter, Jupiter will is itself a guru, and so it is a natural teacher. Jupiter, person who is having very good Jupiter in exalted or good dignity will show a person who has lot of wisdom, wisdom in the native and urge to guide people. So a combination of Jupiter and Mercury is very good for teachers, because any kind of connection between Jupiter Mercury will show like the person is has good ability to guide and to impart knowledge in others. Moon also shows the emotional level and a motherly touch. So in our lives, the first teacher is the mother. So so in a way, like you can also check the connection with Moon, where Moon is placed, and its connection with 10th house, 5th house. Sun is also important in judging the overall status of a teacher, how where the person will be teaching, or in what rank in government institution, etc. The success, fame it will achieve. So all these things will be very, very important while judging the planets that will contribute to the teacher profession. Now we have to understand like what and where the connections are maintained by the planets in which houses, so that like we can judge whether the person will be completely directed towards a teaching profession. So any connection of fourth house or its lord to second house or its lord, sixth house or its lord, or 10th house or lord with 10th house and lord will show very good success in teaching profession. Now we can check like if the person will be a teacher in school. So that we can see if the fourth house and its lord is connecting with 10th house and lord and second house and lord, and if fourth house is strong, so it will support the education related matters along with combination of Jupiter and Mercury. Involvement of fifth house and lord should also be checked. So if all these linking is made in the horoscope, then we can say, okay, the person can teach in a school. We have to check the connection of ascendant and ascended lord also with 10th house and 10th lord, and involvement of Jupiter and Mercury. Always, like, we have to keep a track of where the Jupiter and Mercury is making the connection with these houses and how they are combining, what aspects they are putting. Mercury connection with second house will show good skills and communication, lecture abilities, and it's linked with 10,000 Lord and 4,000 Lord or 5,000 Lord will show that person has the ability to lecture and earn through it. Jupiter's strength, again, we can check where the Jupiter is placed. If it is in Kendra, it is more favorable. If in 10th house, or as a fifth house Lord, or in fifth house itself, if it is the Lord there. So all these combinations we can check. Then we can check for connections between sixth house Lord also with and 10th house Lord. This will show like the competitive spirit and service to society. Involvement of 11th house Lord and second house Lord will should also be taken, because it will show like how much you are able to gain through this income, whatever the income criteria will be there. Then ninth house should also be focused. It should be taken for fame and fortune, how much success will be there. Even for higher education level, ninth house and Lord, we have to check. Connection of second house Lord, fourth house Lord, fifth house Lord, and 10th house Lord with ninth house and Lord and 11th house or its Lord will show good success and good earnings through teaching. Now for higher education and classes, we can always check fifth house Lord, ninth house, fifth house and ninth house we have to focus, along with connections with 10th house and second house, 11th house. All these connections we can check, and their strength and dignity of Lord will further classify that the person can be a teacher in some higher classes, higher levels. One thing I would like to mention, just based on my own observations from different charts, that if the connections are more strong in fourth house along with Jupiter and Mercury, then person, and suppose like if the fourth fifth house involvement is there, not much of the ninth house, then person will have the tendency to be a tutor at a private tutor or home tutor. Now the overall, if some teacher has to have a high ranking, high post, he should be in a government institution, big colleges, then we have to analyze the strength of the sun and its placement. So here the dignity of sun is very, very important. Sun in Kendra, focused in the first house or 10th house itself, will show like good tendency to be a teacher in a government institution, along with other combinations that I've already explained. Connection of Mars and Jupiter is also very, very good, because Mars is the energy, it is the fire that it will give the native to become action oriented. And it when it comes to the along with Jupiter, then it shows like the person will be directed and motivated towards imparting knowledge in the people. Along with this, we can see certain yogas that are very important for being a good teacher, successful teacher. So yogas like Saraswati Yoga. Saraswati Yoga, it will be formed when Jupiter, Venus, Mercury are placed either in Lagna or second house or fourth house or fifth house or seventh house, ninth house or 10th house, either jointly or independently in good dignity. So this will be added boon to the teacher profession. It will show that the person will be a quality teacher, better teacher, and for him also there will be a lot of success. Other yogas that you can check is Buddhaditya Yoga, when Sun and Mercury they are in conjunction in good dignity. This is also supports the teacher profession. Gaj Kesri Yoga also we can check. Now, Gaj Kesri Yoga is when Jupiter and Moon are in Kendra with each other. This yoga will give success and promotions in with good teaching ability and good income also. Now, any of the Panch Mahapurusha Yoga, if it is present, then obviously Panch Mahapurusha Yoga, they gave always a success and boon to the person. So that should be checked. Guru Mangal Yoga can also be checked. Again, Guru Mangal Yoga, I told that Mangal, that Mars is a lot of energy, fire. So person who is having Guru Mangal Yoga will be motivated or guided to teach people, impart knowledge and wisdom. Connection with Mercury, then person will always have the desire to keep imparting knowledge to others. Connection with 6 hours, again there will be a service to society. 10,000 involvement, which will show person will take it as a profession. So all these combinations we can check. And there's a Guru Mangal Yoga that Jupiter and Mars is coming along. We can see in a chart of a great teacher, Dr. S. Radhakrishnan. Parivartan Yoga also we can check. So all these certain combinations are there that are a boon in teaching profession. Thank you.
Thank you, Arnima madam, for your insights. Next speaker will be Sudhkar sir. You can take it further.
Good morning to all. Welcome to Kalagati channel, which provides a free service to the people. So today's topic is a teacher's profession. So Arnima madam told everything very fine.
Sudhkar sir, sorry to stop you. Can you start your video? Yeah, you can start.
Yes, sir. So today's topic is teacher's profession. So we are proud to say that teacher's profession is the noblest profession in the world. A teacher can shape the students, and we celebrate 5th September, as a token of Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan's birthday as a Teachers' Day. He is the second president of India as a teacher for excellence. So for his gratitude, we celebrate such a Teachers' Day every year very grandly. Yes, a teacher is the main role in the society. One of the psychologists say that give me a child, I shall give him a shape, whatever you ask. Yes, it is 100% right. So today, society is well grown up, well developed. That is the cause of a teacher. Today, society is polluted. It is also cause of a teacher. So teacher's profession is a noblest service in this world. So mold the students very well. How he thinks about him, about the student. So that is a power in his hand. So that it is only service oriented. But nowadays, in this generation, the teachers earning purpose coming, not service oriented. Coming teachers are efficient. Yes, assess the strength of 4th house, 5th house, 6th house, 9th house, and 10th house. So these houses and lords well placed in the birth chart, no doubt he will be a good teacher. While we are analyzing the birth chart, so we can calculate the first house also. So the first house represents physical fitness and mental ability. So personality and identity of own. Physically he is good, so mentally he is also good, so that he is ready to give knowledge to the students. So that's why the first house is also checked. And the second house and second lord represents the speech and voice. So teacher's profession depends upon his voice and speech. So it is a very essential for expression and emotional attachment with the students. So that speech and voice is very important. So the second house is also checked. And the third house and third lord represents communications, skills, talents, and gathering information, collecting data, computer knowledge, technical knowledge, gathering old scripts, so reading number of books, refer old scripts. So third house is the caliber and energy, how much energy he has, number of students are in front of him, so whether he is able to teach him or not. Yes, third house is also very important for checking his energy. And the fourth house and fourth lord, so represents primary and secondary education. If fourth lord is in Candras or Konas, I mean angles and triangles, yes, he will be a good teacher. So fourth lord is in 10th. He will be a good teacher and efficient teacher. And the fifth house, so fifth house and fifth lord represents knowledge, wisdom, and his new thoughts, new ideas, celebrity status. He uses his new imaginations while he is teaching, and a presence of mind. He has taken more examples to explain. Vivid explanation should be given to the students, so with his own knowledge. So that's why. So fifth house is also very important. And the sixth house and sixth lord represents service oriented and daily routine work. So ninth house represents a father, guru, teacher, professor, lecturer, preacher, and teaching ability. So dharma, following dharma. For that ninth house and ninth lord is being checked in this chart. And the 10th house and 10th lord represents a profession or career. So 11th house and 11th lord is all over improvement. So some of the nakshatras are favorable as a teacher, to become a teacher. So that is a Bharani star lord. So which is in Aries sign, Bharani. And Pushyami star lord, which
Sir, you are muted.
Sudhakar sir, unmute yourself and speak.
so these are the stars which are favorable to him to become a good teacher. So other star lords are also favorable, but main star lords these are, and his efficiency should be grown up day by day. He is very interested in teaching profession. He is fond of teaching. So these star lords are very important. And some of the planets are responsibility as a teacher. So sun represents the soul and government. Sun is in angles or second house or with the second lord fourth house or with the fourth lord. Sun is in fifth house or in with the fifth lord, ninth house or with the ninth lord, 10th house or with the 10th lord. Yes, he will be an efficient teacher, an authoritative voice he has, and he will be a government teacher when sun favorable to him or a benefic planet in his chart. And the moon is also emotional attachment with the students, feelings with the feeling, is teaching with the feeling, great feeling, and a great attachment with the students. So moon. Mercury, it is an intelligence, represents intelligence and mathematical teacher. So calculated mind he has, and he has some knowledge to gather information, correct data, collect old scripts, and referred a number of books, gathering much knowledge and giving such knowledge to the students. So such the ability he has. Mental efficiency and activeness in his teaching. So Mercury is a overall improvement. Whether he succeeded in his profession or not. So Mercury decides. Jupiter, Lord, represents knowledge, wisdom, so teaching ability, kind-hearted, and a lawmaker. So he is giving overall rules and regulations should be given to the students. Very strict and sincere. So only knowledge oriented given to him. And Saturn, even though it is a delay planet, so it plays a vital role in education, in teaching field. So give him good knowledge. Saturn and Mars. Yes, it is a fiery planet and giving much energy to him. Of course, if there are 100 students in front of him, yes, he is able to teach. Yes, he will be a government teacher when Mars is a benefit in this chart, in this birth chart, Mars planet. And some of the yogas, what explained by Arnima madam, yes, it is the truth. Gajikesari yoga and Viparita Raj Yoga, Raj Yoga, and Guru Mangala Yoga, Chandra Mangala Yoga, Pancha Mahapurusha Yoga, Parivartana Yoga. So fourth lord in 10th house, 10th lord in fourth house. Yes, he will be an efficient teacher. So Gajikesari Yoga, if he wants to become a teacher, these qualities are enough. If he wants to be grown up or become a efficient lecturer or a professor, yes, he must have all these yogas, Gajikesari Yoga. Then only he will be a professor in university. It is possible to him. So much knowledge he will be gathered. So these are the houses, these are the planets, these are the signs. And some of the signs, there is a Taurus, Gemini, Leo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. So these signs are very, very favorable to him to become a teacher. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Guruji. Over to Vedraji.
Thank you,
Thank
Sudhakar sir. Thank you for your time. Gnaneswar sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning to all. Welcome back to our weekly class discussion. So today we have taken the topic of the teacher as a profession in the chart. So teacher is one of the you can say great profession out of the prevailing so many different professions for our livelihood. So teacher profession is a responsible not for just your livelihood, but it is involves dedication and devotion in his work, in her work, whatever is. So if you consider the profession, there are houses, there are signs, there are planets. So three categories. If you take science, most of all the science will support, because something each sign will try to teach in something. Because teaching is not just for going to school, learning alphabets or next level subject. It's not like that. Because there is a teachers, there is a categories, different subject categories. Is a training also comes under teaching, subject teaching, practical teaching, knowledge sharing. So all this comes under the teaching. So that's why science, most of the science will be supported this profession. But in that majorly is Jupiter signs and Mercury signs, Venus signs. These are the prominent ones for sharing the knowledge as a teacher. If you comes to planets, again Jupiter is a first one, Mercury is the second, Venus is also, because he is a Daitya Guru, is a competitor to Jupiter. So Jupiter, Venus and Mercury. So these are the knowledge sharing, knowledge giving planets. So house and signs and planets, they have each their own role giving the profession. When it comes to this as their livelihood, then comes into picture the role of the Saturn, because Saturn is a karma karaka as well as your profession karaka. So if you are going to take a profession for a long time, the Saturn should be must involved. If Saturn is have a link with these planets, either Venus, Jupiter, Mercury, or Saturn is sitting in these houses, because we can't say the particular sign, particular Saturn is sitting in this position gives the teacher position, not like that. So there are so many combinations. We can't list in this short time. It takes a lot of time. This number of combinations. But the major is, if you see the overall, the Saturn is linking with these houses and these planets. Definitely, that is one of the profession which is belongs to teaching. So in the again teaching profession, there are again levels from nursery level, primary school, high school, next higher education, second and higher school, degree level, it goes next level. So in olden days used to call adhyapaka, upadhyaya, acharya. So now we are calling is a nursery teacher, lecturer, professor, scholar. So that is again different levels. that each level gives depend on again planetary support. The planetary support makes the person is a different level. Jupiter, Mercury, both are sitting with Saturn in 8th house. Definitely becomes a researcher, scholar, PhD. Must be, if that is a 10th house, he will be sit on a head of the department with research division, research wing. So like that, the planets makes a combination and the person goes to that level. So ultimately, already our friends, they given the lot of details depend for teaching profession. There are so many yogas, so many other combinations gives the teaching profession. Plus, in my side is I want to say to look for Saturn's position in a particular place. Saturn is the most important planet, so it should be accompanied with Mercury or Jupiter, or at least they are aspecting Saturn, or Saturn is aspecting them. So those conditions will be definitely give the teaching profession. For example, we got one chart. Just I want to share you to see how the person is in the teaching profession. Yeah. This is a chart of a professor. So professor means this is the Lagna is Cancer Lagna. Cancer Lagna 10th Lord is Mars. So 10th Lord Mars is sitting in a Venus house along with the Venus. So Venus is also one of the gurus. Again, the Karma Karaka Saturn sitting in 2nd house. In the signs, in the houses, 2nd house is the most important because it's a Vakstan. Teacher, professor, whoever is there, they have to use their voice, their speech. Without speech, without voice, you can't do this job. There are some other jobs, without voice you can do that. But this job it's a must, required Vakstan. The 2nd house plays very much most important role. 2nd lord should be placed in a proper place with dignity so that they can deliver the whatever knowledge they have. So here Saturn itself, Karma Karaka, sitting in 2nd house with 3rd lord Mercury. 3rd lord is again it's a hobby and his achievements, his initiatives that Mercury shows. So Saturn is sitting with Mercury. This gives Mercury is again higher level knowledge. The same Saturn is aspecting 10th lord. So supporting Jupiter from exalted Jupiter backside. So that's why this person is a very good level in profession, teaching profession. So he's not a normal teacher, he's a professor. So he has to teach some next level, degree level or higher than that. The 2nd house again from Saturn is the Sun, Rahu is there. That shows some politics. That is a different issue. But here we take as an example, all those things is matching. 2nd house is most important. The Mercury is sitting. Again, Sun is the house is Sun, Leo. So Leo shows again government. Whenever Saturn sits in Leo, most of the times it gives the government job. So he will be in a government job, government professor. So this is I want to convey for you. If you have any doubts, you can discuss later. Let Ravi sir will continue. Sir, Ravi sir.
Thank you, sir. So most of the points already discussed. All the points came. I just add some more. The main house for the daily routines is the sixth house. And second one is name and fame, is the 10th house. Career, name and fame, the 10th house. 6th and 10th houses are related to career. So 6th and 10th. So if sixth house lord sitting in any houses, so the daily routines will be into that way. And the 10th lord is sitting in some houses, so he will get the name and fame there. Okay. If it is in good dignity, he will get a good name and fame. If it is a bad dignity, he will get a negative name and fame. So the teaching profession is related to children. So children will come in the 5th house. 5th house is Santana, Putrasthana, Santanasthana. 5th house is related to children. And third house is communication, collection of information. And the 9th house is higher education. The teachers, gurus, all the people will come in the 9th house. And the 11th house represents large organizations, large institutes, many number of people, society. If 6th and 10th lords are pointing these houses, or these house lords are sitting in 6th and 10th houses, then that person wavelength will go towards children, teaching, those kind of things. Will he teach or not is represented by 2nd house. 2nd house is speech, and 3rd house is communication. So 2nd and 3rd house need to be very good dignity if you want to give a good speeches and do a good communication. That is very important for the teachers. These are the houses. And the signs should be Gemini, the natural 3rd house, Gemini, and the natural 4th house, Cancer, and natural 5th house, Leo, natural 9th house, Sagittarius. So Gemini represents collection of information, gathering of information, and publishing that information. And that means writing books, okay, exam papers, correction of exam papers, okay, communication. All these things will come in the Gemini. Cancer is nourishing others, taking care of the children, nourishing the people. Okay? So these things will come in the Cancer. Leo is natural 5th house. It represents children. And Sagittarius is natural 9th house. It represents higher knowledge, religion, philosophy, those kind of higher knowledge. As Sir said, all the people said, Jupiter, Venus are teachers. Okay, Jupiter is the teacher of Devatas, and Venus is the teacher of Daityas. Mercury is a student, the collection, communication, teaching, counseling, these kind of things. Mercury. Moon is nursing, taking care of the children. So like a mother. These things, these planets, these 4 planets represents focus towards the teaching field. And the nakshatras, all the Jupiter nakshatras, Punarvasu, Vishaka, Purva, Bhadrapada, all the Mercury nakshatras, and the Sagittarius, Mula and Purvashada. So these are the nakshatras which represents into the teaching field. these are the various combinations which represents into the teaching field. Okay, mainly sun is represented by the career. So the career is related to if these houses are conjunction of these planets, so the career will shift to teaching field. So many points already other people, Gnaneswar sir, Arnima madam, Sudhkar sir already discussed. Okay. If any doubts or questions or anybody want to extend this topic, you are free to take that. Over to Pedras.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ravi, sir. So, any questions or anyone having teacher in this room now? They want to analyze the chart. They can unmute yourself and ask the question. Madam, Arnima, you have another chart to analyze?
Sir, yeah, there is one more chart of a school teacher that we can discuss.
Okay, give you
With
details to
Gnaneswar, sir.
Gnaneswar, sir. Yeah.
Gnaneswar, sir, I sent you that detail. 1 minute, I'll send again, share again.
Which one, Helisha?
Haley, yeah.
Oh, just once.
Okay, sir.
ఆ రకమైన ఆహారం తీసుకుంటే ఆ చక్రానికి పనిచేస్తుంటుందండి.
So this is the chart. Arnima madam, you want to explain or shall I explain?
Yes, sir, you take on, sir, please.
Okay. So this is a Vrichika Lagna. So Vrichika Lagna, as we discussed earlier, the Saturn should be the Karma Karaka. If he is sitting in Jupiter or Mercury house, automatically most of the times it tends to have the position of teaching, and that too sitting in a second house. Second house shows the infant children, means nursery, primary school, below high school, you can say. So she is a teacher of that too, not government, is a home run tuition. She is depend on the teaching profession only, but private and own. So there is no support to any of government or any other private organizations. So 10th house is Ketu is there, so that is one of the problem. So Saturn, Sun is in 5th house in Pisces. So all this showing is a teaching profession in lower levels. If it is a combination is happen 9th house, definitely they would have some higher level education. Again, 10th Lord is sitting in 5th house, is related to not only Saturn, the 10th Lord Sun is also sitting 5th house. Is 5th house again related to education. And if you take from Moon also, from Moon is 10th, Jupiter is there, Venus is there. Again, this is also showing Jupiter is sitting, gives the profession related teaching. So that's why altogether he has a role as a teacher, the profession and the livelihood. So this is a one more example. And if you have, any teacher's chart, if you want to discuss, we are ready. And you can ask your doubts.
Sir, here,
Yes.
6th Lord is in 2nd house.
Sixth Lord, yes, Mars is in second house with Saturn.
Sixth, sir.
Yeah, sixth Lord Mars.
Okay.
Mars is in second house with Saturn.
Yeah. And 10th house, sir.
10th house is Ketu, Leo.
Okay. So Sun is in 5th house.
Fifth house, yeah.
Yeah. These are the 2 points I am telling, sir. 6th Lord and 10th Lord.
Is
Need-
not only sixth Lord, he is also Lagna Lord.
Yeah. Yes.
And sixth is Jupiter is there. So that is also shows one of the your daily routine job is related to teaching. Jupiter.
Yes, sir.
Consultancy or advising or teaching, all those comes. But sitting in Aries sign, it gives the controlling. She has to control some children. That too, she behaves like a principal. Jupiter in Aries.
Okay. Anyone have any questions? Any teacher in this group? Janardhan Tala. Okay.
Sir, many people take up lawyer profession. They instead of going into practice, they teach. And in the same way, like if a surgeon is there, he doesn't practice much as a surgeon, but he teaches surgery. So in the such kind of professions where they are professionals, but as a profession, they are into teaching. So how to understand these kind of situations?
Yes, that is a Saturn. In that case, Saturn involves because they are the practicals, professional teachers. So not ordinary teachers. They are a professional background. They are related to some specific subject. They has to go into that professional field and or they can't do much there and come back to as a teaching profession. The subject. So in that case, Saturn involvement is more important. Saturn sitting with some other planet, professional planets. Suppose Saturn, Mars is there. Mars is again denotes the surgeries. So you can teach about the surgery.
Okay.
Then Jupiter is also involved there. Mercury is involved there. He has a knowledge how to teach related surgery. If Mercury is there, Mercury shows the lawyer. Instead of practicing own law, you want to teach it. The subject related to, again, law, Mercury. Virgo. If it's a Virgo sign involved, you will teach law related things. If it's a Vrishchika sign is involved, it goes to surgery. If it is Gemini sign is involved, they teach financial things. Libra also financial things, consultancy, banking. Taurus involved, again banking comes.
Okay.
Depend on sign and planets configuration. So the teaching will be related to background. Is a professional with practical knowledge teaching or just plain teaching. The primary school teacher, he didn't want anything, any practical experience. Right? Just he will teach subject. So that will be added point extra. These type of teachings.
Okay. Thank you.
Sir,
Tell me, Srihar Dev.
how to find out this gurus and these teachers? There's a difference between guru. Guru means Shankaracharya Swamiji, that guru, spiritual guru, and this guru, teachers. How to identify, differentiate?
That is again different. There's a spiritual things will be, spiritual houses will be there. 4th house, 8th house, 12th house, 9th house. If it is a
Yes, sir.
Ketu, Jupiter, Saturn, Sun, these are all
Yes, sir.
planets. So these houses and these planets, whenever combined, there will be teaching of spiritual side.
Pisces
Yes, sir.
also need to be prominent in the charts. So spirituality.
Yes, yes,
Exactly.
Guruji.
Yes, Pisces.
Yes, sir.
That's a 2-4. Cancer,
Uttarabhadra and Ravati, Guruji.
Cancer
Uttarabhadra and
and
Ravati, the placed with benefic planets. Yes, he will be a preacher.
yes, yes. Cancer and Pisces and Vrichika sign,
Yes, sir.
Scorpio sign. These three signs gives the inspiration towards spiritual side.
Yes, sir. This signs with sun, sir.
So Saturn, Jupiter, Ketu, all Karaka planets, spiritual related
Okay.
Karaka planets. Sometimes Atma Karaka is sitting there. Sometimes
Yes,
Amartya
sir.
Karaka is sitting there.
Yes, sir.
Also gives the inclination towards the spiritual side teaching.
Oh, sorry, sir.
And third house is also most important because third house is called Upadesha house. So if third
Oh.
house is having some Jupiter or Sun or Ketu, they have the inclination giving the Upadesha related to this subject, spiritual subject.
Oh, sorry, sir.
Even ninth house.
Yes, sir.
Some number of combinations, a number of
Sorry, sir.
same these planets and houses will give
Sorry, sir. Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
yes, welcome, sir.
Any other questions? We have 7 minutes of time. We can take one more question.
Sir, if there is no other question, then we can take an example of a chart of Dr. S. Radhakrishnan. It's a very beautiful chart.
Yes.
Okay, share details to Jan.
Yeah, I am putting in chat.
Yeah, put it. You can share it. If you want share, 1 second. Need to be permission.
Sir, I'm putting the details. So like you will just create it because I'm have that app in mobile and
No, if you have the chart in your mobile, you can share it directly from there. Just put the share the screen, put the screen, the chart. That's enough.
sir, actually I'm displaying from my laptop. The Zoom is on my laptop. I'm sharing the details here, sir. This one
It's 5th September.
1:41, 27 p.m. Okay, and the place is Tiruvallur.
The date?
So date is 5 September 1888.
1888.
Yes, sir.
Time?
Time is 1:41:27 p.m. Like 1:41, and even the seconds is also given. Like I've taken from that only 27 p.m. I've given in chat also.
Tamil Nadu. Okay.
Tiruvallur, na sir? Tiruvallur, ha, yeah, okay.
Tiruvallur.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah, you explain, madam.
Okay.
Lagna is Dhanusu Lagna.
Yes. Okay. So here he is having, yeah, Lagna is Sagittarius, and Jupiter, it has gone to 12th house in Scorpio along with Mars. So we can see like that Guru Mangal Yoga, it is happening here. Also, Mars is Lord of 5th house. So we can see that again connection of this Lagna Lord with 5th house is there. And 4th house is also like 4th house Lord is also Guru only. So very clear connection of 5th house, 4th house, 1st house. It is going combining together. Again, Mercury, we can see Mercury is exalted, Venus is debilitated. Neej Bhanga Rajyog is getting here. And Mercury, it is in good dignity, is exalted. So there's one point that we can see like it is very good, what you call, boon for a teacher. Then we can see Sun, it is in own house in 9th. So shows like because he rose to good rank, and he was a great teacher. Moon is also there. Moon and both are in 9th house in Leo. So shows the status also, dignity also. Then we can also see aspect of Jupiter is aspecting here on 4th house also. That is his own house. Then Saturn aspect we can check. Saturn is aspecting 10th house. So as Gans are already said, like the Saturn involvement will be okay, like he will be extending his this role for hours, and he can like kind of endurance will be there. Okay, patience can be there, some discipline will be there, and it is also aspecting the 2nd house, that is his own house. So as we know, like Dr. Radhakrishnan, he was a great teacher. So all these yogas, we can see Mercury again, it is exalted here in the own house in Kendra. Again, a good yoga. So, and now if we see the nakshatras, so you see like Jupiter, it is in Anuradha nakshatra. That is the nakshatra of Saturn. And Mars is also in the Anuradha nakshatra itself, Saturn. So shows like how much ability was there for him to towards in the long run to endure all these things, hardworking skills, and researching, lot of researching is there. So because a teacher always he will be busy researching different topics, subjects, hours and hours of that. Even Rahu is there in the 8th house, Cancer. So all these show a very good this thing towards his researching skill, abilities to research and deliver that knowledge that is coming out from his 2nd house aspect. So now 6th house Lord, sorry, 10th house Lord is Mercury. So we can check the nakshatra Lord of Mercury is Sun. So Sun is also here in good place in own house in 9th house. So gives a lot of fortune related to his profession. So it shows like high status, high rank. So we can check it like this. Gyan sir, now can you please take on like the way you are explaining? That is remarkable, sir.
Yes, he has a, there's a first thing is Saturn is in 8th house. He has a orientation towards research with Rahu. So it gives multiplies his research ability. in the education is a philosophical. 8th house also shows philosophical things, spiritual things. He is one of the spiritual most inclined person. In his teaching, he uses always philosophical things. So because of Saturn in 8th house, that he has. And again, the 8th house plus it is a moon sign. So it automatically shows the spiritual side things. As usual, 10th house is fully the exalted Mercury is there. So definitely it takes him some elevated position. And 9th house, Sun is there in own house. So he has reached his highest position in the country as a president. That also we can see from Aruda Lagna in 11th sitting Sun. It gives a very great position. Jupiter Mars combination also is gives the teaching in 12th house. Mars is also in own house. So he is very well versed out of his own city. 12th house, he need to travel some other place. So that's why he went to other place. So these are the even basic combinations are giving why he reached into that level. Plus our subject, which is showing the teaching capacity. The 6th lord again 10th house with exalted house. 2nd lord is aspecting 10th house. So 10th house is filled with the 2nd, 6th and 10th. 2, 6, 10. So they are focusing on 10th house. Which is related to Mercury. Okay, we stop this sharing here. So if no doubts, we can close. Any more doubts? Okay, sir. I am stopping